Hello, welcome to the video. This video is all about Boffix clients and how they can go about signing their tax return with little ease. We're also using some tips and tricks along the way, but this video is to give you confidence in getting that tax return signed. Let's have a look. Hello, my name is Aaron Patrick. I am a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with fancy new logo, that QuickBooks Chap on the internet, head of accounts here at Boffix, and also your friendly podcaster who goes live each and every Monday morning at 8:30 AM for Ask the Accountant. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about how our Boffix clients get confidence in their tax returns and go through exactly how, why, and when you have to get those tax returns filed so that we can make sure that you're on the right track. So let's jump in first of all of where you're going to find your tax return to get it filed. So from here, I've gone to the Boffix website, and from the Boffix website, I'm going to go over to the client portal. From the client portal, we're going to head over, and straight away you can see that I've got a signing request just here. Now you'll get an email, or even if you're using our new app, you get the notification. And if you are using the new app, you can do it directly from there as well. But from here, I've signed in, and I'm going to go to the signing request just there. From the signing request, it's going to tell me that I've got an opportunity to sign my document pack for a signature. Now, I can go in and I can sign it directly from here. But let's figure out exactly whereabouts this file is so we can see what the context of this file is going to be. Basically, from my file section, I have a taxation area just here. And from the taxation area, I'm going to the year that I need to. From here, you can see all the files that I've already provided, so I've been able to get those information completed. So I've got my P60 there. Maybe I'll have a set of accounts there as well. And I've even got a tax summary for me to download and look at if that's going to be useful for me. And the tax summary is going to tell me all the information I need to get those tax returns paid. Now let's go back to signing this document. First of all, when's it due? Well, the due date is always going to be the 31st of January. So we've always got to make sure that this is signed before the next 31st of January. If you've been requested one in this current tax year, then you've got to have that completed by 31st of January. Also, that's when the payment's due as well. So for me to sign and reject, I can jump in and I get to see the form here. Now, first of all, what's this form telling me? Well, it's got my name at the top, my UTR number, and what tax year it relates to. Then this section here tells me all the income I've earned in a particular year. This is called your SA 302, Self-Assessment 302. And the SA 302 is actually a really important document. If you're looking to get a mortgage or borrowings of any type, it's always going to be the SA 302 they're going to want from you because that proves what income you had for that period. So in this year, I had profit from self-employment of 55,000 and I had dividends of 5,000, giving me a total of £60,000. Now in your case, you might have different figures in there. In there, you could have employment income, rental, dividends, interest. There's loads and loads of different types of income streams that you could have there, but you need to be confident of what those figures are. Those figures will all appear giving you a total amount just there. Then we get to less your personal allowance, and your personal allowance is what you get tax-free every single year. And then basically you're told how much it is you've got to get taxed up. Now at this point, what will happen is your tax will be calculated for you down here, showing your income tax at the top here into the different bands, and then your national insurance contributions below. That gives you a total figure here. Then we get to less anything that's already been paid. So if you've already had, say, PAYE income, that'll appear here. But if you've already made a payment on account, then that will be paid there. Now more about payment on account in a moment. Basically though, that gives you an opportunity to see how much tax is due at this point in time. How much was calculated, less how much is already paid, gives you the balancing figure. And remember that balancing figure is due by the 31st of January. HMRC may want to ask for you for a payment on account. Now the payment on account is by far the most complicated bit about all of the tax system. But let's break it down. In the simplest way, when you do a tax return, you have until the 31st of January to send that return in and make the payment. If that amount that needs to be paid is over a certain criteria, which is currently £1,000, then you could be subjected to the payment on account scheme. And all the payment on account scheme is trying to do is to make sure that HMRC grab the money off you much earlier. And what they're looking to do is take 50% of what they believe is going to be due in 31st of January, and then another 50% what they believe is due in the 31st of July. And what those amounts relate to are contributions to next year's tax return figure. So in this scenario, as we look here, we were told that we had to make $2,700 within the year. So what would have happened is in the previous 31st of January, we'd have made £1,350 contribution payment account. And then the following 31st of July, we'd have had to pay another £1,350. Meaning in my tax year that I've got to make this payment now, I've already paid £2,700 and contributed towards it. Now, as accountants, we can actually amend what the payment account's going to be. But ideally, we want it to be accurately representing what your final bill is going to be at that 31st January. So that the only thing you need to pay at the next 31st January is your next payment account for each time. Don't worry if you've overpaid your payment account, you are entitled to a refund, but ultimately we want to be as accurate as we possibly can be. And what we do with Boffix is we try and do a cash flow forecasting to try and figure out what your payment account is going to be next 31st of January so that we can be as accurate as we possibly can be. What does that mean you have to pay? Well, let's have a look at this in more detail so we can understand it a bit more. So my tax bill was a whopping £14,000. Now, I've already paid $2,700, so the amount I actually owe at 31st of January is now going to be about 11.5 grand. But that's all I need to pay this year's tax bill. Remember that payment account figure? Well, we've actually calculated it as close as we can be in this one, and we've come up with a calculation of a payment account of £7,100. So on the 31st of January, not only do I find 11,600 here, but I have to find 7,100 as well. This is why doing the payment account as accurately as possible is so important. Clearly, you can see in this case that the calculation for the payment account wasn't correct in the previous year. So that's actually giving a disadvantage to our client, and it means that their actual total payment this time is 18,700. They pay 18,700 at the 31st of January. Then they're going to be asked at the 31st of July to pay 7,100. The idea, though, is that the 7,100 two times will be contributed to next year's tax return. So if next year's tax return, they're going to be around about £14,000 again, then they won't need to have such a significant total payment 31st of January ready to go. So what are you looking out for? You need to make sure that you're happy that the income shown up here is complete. You need to make sure that all of the payment and accounts that you're thinking about, including anything you've had deducted at source, are shown correctly there. And then that gives you your payment and account 31st January, 31st July, ready to go. Now the rest of the return is all the actual compliance section. And we've gone through making sure everything's completed for you there. But make sure you have a look through it. Make sure that nothing there looks completely wrong. Ideally, just check that first page that the address and everything else is correct. And then when you're ready for it, head over to here, stick your name in, any comments for us if we need to, sign or reject, press the confirm button, and we're there ready to file that return for you. So that's the details you need to make sure that you can sign that tax return with confidence. If you do have any questions, don't forget that directly from here, you have the opportunity to contact us and be able to get ourselves completed from there. Or don't forget that our new mobile app makes it even easier for you to be able to get that information over to us. My name's been Patrick. If you've got any questions regarding this, don't forget to use the question below. Or if there's any other bits that you want us to go over in a different video, let us know below. If you like this video or if this video has helped you in any way, don't forget to subscribe and like. That way you'll make sure you get any more information that's going to help you and your business. And as always, this video has been an absolute pleasure to do. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.